Hey, songwriter, welcome back to At-Home Songwriting. My name is Chad Shank. Welcome to steps 8 and 9 of a 9 step process that I have been covering over the last few weeks. So if you're just discovering this series on steps 8 and 9, you're coming in at the end. So I encourage you to go back on the channel and start watching with step 1, and it'll bring you all the way to where we are right now. So I like to write songs with systems. I like to write songs with frameworks. I like to build songs because inspiration doesn't always show up. And I like to have systems that help me write consistently whenever I want to write, even if the muse hasn't struck or if the inspiration hasn't showed up. Because I truly believe if you do the work, the inspiration shows up. So we are going to jump into steps 8 and 9. This is a double header. We're hitting you with 2 steps in one video. So let's go. So step 8 in this 9 step process is we really want to come back to that last chorus or the repeating choruses with purpose. So this is your chance to really give us that emotional center, the emotional thesis statement, and the hook one last time. So your chorus comes back one last time. You want it to really hit people and really have them feel the emotion. The song itself has built emotion and it's changed since it started. It's gained emotional weight. So your last chorus should reflect that change. The last chorus should build in that emotion, not only from a structural standpoint, but sometimes the words can change just a little bit. But you got to remember it's a chorus. You don't want to change words in a chorus because everybody's supposed to sing along. That's what chorus means. And some of my friends say that the chorus is the part that drunk people remember. So if you change it, you're going to lose some of your buddies. So the final chorus, it has a different job than the other choruses that are in the song. So the final chorus has a different job. The earlier choruses, they are stating the truth. The earlier choruses are saying, this is the emotional truth, this is the emotional center. And that final chorus, that's where you are finally confirming it for the listener. There is no question on what the emotion is, and the emotion lands fully in your final choruses. And the chorus meaning stays the same, and the hook sentence or your hook line stays intact. The core idea doesn't change, and the song stays focused, but you may have slight perspective changes or slight repetitive changes in your last chorus. But you want that chorus to mean the same. You want the hook to stay the same. The chorus idea doesn't change, and the song stays focused. So we're not giving new information. Only one change is allowed. So kind of use this as a rule. Again, there's no such thing as rules, but I think there's guidelines and I think suggestions that you can take. So only one change. So you could change one word in your last chorus. You could have one added line. You could have one tiny emotional shift, but you don't want to completely change your chorus. Listen to songs by Ed Sheeran, like Castle on the Hill. Listen to Taylor Swift back in December. Those final choruses, they change, but it's not by much. Go and listen and see if you can spot what I mean. Also, that change must be earned. So your bridge, we talked about in step 7, the bridge created a new understanding, and your final choruses now, they are responding to that insight. So there's no random changes allowed. Don't decide to throw in some new idea. Don't try to be clever. Just make sure that any changes that you have are earned and make complete sense with what happened in your bridge. So there's common types of earned changes. So what are those? There's acceptance instead of uncertainty. There's confidence instead of doubt. And there's resignation instead of hope. So maybe in the earlier choruses, you were accepting something and you were saying something, but maybe, instead of or excuse me, you were uncertain in the first choruses, but now you're kind of coming to acceptance. So maybe there's a word change or a change that kind of pulls it to acceptance. Maybe there's a word change that brings confidence in doubt. Maybe there is a resignation instead of hope. Again, go listen to Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran. Listen to Back to December with Taylor Swift. You'll see that there's tiny changes that are earned. Also, your final chorus, it feels more certain. It feels more final. It's a clear emotion, and it's the strongest emotion of the song, and the energy is at its peak. There's fewer questions. Again, the emotion is clearer, and there's a stronger conviction. Also, less change, the less you change your final chorus, the more impact it's going to have because small changes feel intentional, but when you change a lot, it starts to feel like you're an insecure writer and you don't know exactly what to do. So be sure that you are trusting your original hook. And I want to repeat this because small changes feel intentional. Big rewrites or big changes feel insecure. So less change means more impact. Also, let that chorus carry the feeling forward. You know, your chorus doesn't have to be the answer to everything. It's just reinforcing what you've already heard in verse one, verse two, the bridge. It reinforces what matters the most. And the listener leaves the song feeling something clear. Remember, clear beats clever all the time. Again, clear beats clever. And when you're writing, that final chorus really reflects where the song is going to land, right? So end where that emotional feels the most true. The final chorus is reflecting where the song landed. Resolution can be clarity, not certainty. So you don't have to resolve everything. You just have to be clear on what is happening. And stop the song and stop the chorus when your emotion feels honest. So that's your key. It's all about how does it feel? Does it feel honest? Does it feel earned? Does it feel like this is where the song is supposed to end up? And if your song doesn't feel like it gets there, you need to look at something and make some changes so you can get to the point where it feels true and it feels inevitable. So that is step 8. So step 8 in this 9-step process is really about that final chorus, those choruses after the bridge and kind of how the song is ending up. So we have one more step, step 9 in this 9-step process. So let's jump in. So step 9 in this process is really to make your song clear and complete. So step 9, this is the refinement step. This is where you're removing any confusion and you are protecting the core of the song. So you want your song to be reduced to one simple truth. Great songs are about one thing. They're about one truth, one emotion, one situation, one topic. So say the hook sentence out loud. That hook line or your hook sentence, that sentence defines the song, and everything else should point to it. So I talked about Ed Sheeran. Listen to the song Castle on the Hill. We watch the sunset on the castle on the hill. That's kind of the hook line. That's where it ends up. Everything in the song points to the importance of that castle on the hill. And if you pay attention to the lyrics, the first verse points to the castle. The second verse makes the castle mean something different. The kind of third versey bridge makes the castle mean something else. It builds just like these 9 steps have been teaching you in my videos. So go check it out if you haven't. Also, you want to make sure that in this 9th step that you are checking to make sure that each section is doing its job. So are your verses showing evidence? Are they leading to a hook? The verses, again, they're there to prove the emotion in the chorus. So is your chorus stating a very clear meaning, a very clear emotion? Is your bridge adding perspective or adding depth? Make sure that these things are happening in your sections, because if they're not, that can tell you where to make some edits or make some refinements. And remove any lines that are not serving your point. If there's anything that's just there because it's decorative, anything that's distracting, get rid of it. Again, it's all about being clear, because clear beats clever all the time. So only keep what is supporting your song and only keep what is supporting your hook. No matter how colorful the line is, if it's not serving that hook line or that hook sentence, it doesn't belong in the song. And also try to replace explanation with observation. So try to avoid telling the listener how to feel and show them what happened instead. Meaning and emotion emerges from showing people what is going on. You don't tell them how to feel. You show them what's happening, and then they naturally feel emotions about it. And make sure that you simplify the language without losing the main idea or losing the heart of your song. Fewer words means more impact, and plain speech feels honest, and simplicity builds trust. So try to avoid being poetic. Try to avoid using weird sentence structure, the Yoda speak, like happy today I am. Try to be as plain speech as possible, because a song, again, is not about something. It's a conversation that the singer is having with someone. So the more natural and the less words and the less poetic it is, the more believable it is. And simplicity builds that trust. And make sure you're listening for emotional consistency. Make sure that you're in one emotional lane throughout the song. Make sure there's no sudden tone changes. There's no mixed messages. Again, remember your song is about one thing. It's about one emotion. It's about one point. If your song has more than one point, you probably have two songs, and you should pick one and go deeper on one or the other. And make sure that the chorus still carries the song even without the verses. So what does this mean? This means that your chorus should stand on its own, and people should somewhat understand what the song is about, even if they never hear the verses. So make sure that chorus is carrying the song, make sure it's easy to remember, make sure it's clear without the verse context, and make sure that it's staying emotionally centered on your hook. And once your song feels human, once it feels natural, stop polishing and stop rewriting the damn thing to death. So stop polishing when the song feels human, when it feels real. Perfection is not the goal here. The goal with great songwriting is believability. So leave room for the listener to see themselves in it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be clear and believable. And finish the song with intention. Decide, you know what, the song is done. Resist endless tweaking and be able to trust what you built. I would encourage you to write more songs instead of trying to beat the other ones to death. So finish the song when you've got a first verse that's working, it's leading to the chorus, the second verse is working, that's leading to the next chorus, the bridge is working, and the last choruses are working. Your song is done. Sure, you could tweak it forever, but stop. Just trust what you built and say it's done, and I'm going to write something else. So this is such a huge thing, I think, because writers get in this mindset of thinking, I can make it better. I can always make it better. That might be true, but you also might write the emotion out of it. There's something to be said for a certain raw energy and a certain realness. So don't be afraid of realness. Again, don't shoot for perfection, shoot for believability. So there you have it, friends. That is steps 8 and 9 of this 9 step songwriting process to help you write songs that hit harder and connect with more people. So I hope it's helpful. I hope this is something that you enjoy. I hope that you will like and subscribe to the channel. I will have future lessons, future videos coming up, but there's over 200 videos that you can search through on at-home songwriting. So if you're struggling with part of songwriting, more than likely I have a video that covers it. So just go to the videos tab and search for whatever topic you're looking for, and I think you'll find something that can help you. So I appreciate you spending your time watching this because I know there's millions of other channels to watch. So thank you. And stay tuned for more craft, more songs, and just more educational stuff from me. Also on this channel, I'll probably share some of my own music, some of my own process. You know, sometimes tutorials get really old, and I'd love to hear what would be helpful for you. So comment what types of things you'd want to see. But I just appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.